Hello everyone, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. This is the last word as Newcastle have just beaten Everton by 2-1.
I don't need saving, 'cause you leave me alone.
Yes, welcome back. I'm hoping you've seen the score and the players. Hopefully you agree with what the lads have given. If you don't, tell us why you don't. And the group reaction as well. But yeah, this is the last one. This is the main video of a match day. We've got all the reaction from Steve Bruce. We've got a clip from Matt as well about the performance of Sean Longstaff. How well did he play today, by the way? Get your reaction through our live chat and through our comments as well, as Steve Bruce has beaten Carlo Ancelotti, his Newcastle side, obviously beating his Everton side by 2-1. Let's start with the two teams. We'll start with Newcastle. One change from Steve Bruce from the 1-1 draw against Wolves. Ryan Fraser out and Sean Longstaff in. More of a natural central midfield player, of course, is Sean Longstaff. And as Steve Bruce said in his pre-match press conference, but we'll get that out, that he's had a really tough bout of tonsillitis. So it's good to see him back, and I actually thought it was a really good performance from Sean Longstaff. But we'll get Matt's thoughts on that a little bit later on. Everton, no Jordan Pickford. Little Arms was not in goal. It was Olsen in goal for Everton. Obviously, a couple of difficult weeks, and banter aside, he shouldn't be getting threats from everybody in regards to that challenge on Virgil van Dijk. But surprise, would you have to say? Get your thoughts in on why Pickford might have not been involved. He has been inconsistent, but still a shock not to see him in the starting 11, has to be said. But Newcastle and Everton both started very cagey. I think the first half an hour was a tough watch. A lot of possession in midfield for both sides, but nothing really both sides could say that they had a real chance. But from an Everton corner, Newcastle got their first real big opportunity. It was the best opportunity of the half by a country mile. Everton's corner was cleared, and it came out to Miguel Almiron. And he has to say, he does fantastic stuff defensively at times for Newcastle. But he drove on forward. He drove into the half and played a lovely ball into Callum Wilson, who drove a little bit more centrally and played in saint-maximin. And he's got to do better. ASM's got to do better. When you're in that position, you've just got to side-footed past the other side of the goalkeeper. Don't try any dinks. Don't try to basically trick the goalkeeper. Just put it in the net. And that's one thing that we're going to say about ASM. He's got fantastic ability, but he needs to be putting those chances away. And I thought if we got that early goal, potentially Newcastle could just relax a little bit more. But we did okay. We did okay going into the end of the first half. Everton again had half chances, but Darlow wasn't really tested. It was just very, very simple stuff that were coming towards the Newcastle goalkeeper coming into half-time. And at half-time, you're thinking 0-0, big opportunity. Are we going to regret that? But Newcastle started pretty well second half. And they get a corner from the right-hand side. Sean Longstaff's corner to the front post caused so much havoc. Because Callum Wilson, being the smart striker that he is, got in front of Andre Gomez. And Andre Gomez tries to get the ball, but gets the man. And it was a penalty to Newcastle. I think first thoughts were, it's a bit soft, but you're going to take it. I think if it was against you, you'd be very disappointed. But there's contact there. And you got to say, it's very, very clever from Callum Wilson. He has been a revelation at Newcastle. He's been the difference. You know, last season we were all relying on Joe Linton to be that man, to be that difference. But Callum Wilson is showing how to do it, and it's absolutely brilliant to see. It's seen about 5 minutes until that penalty was taken, though. Obviously, Yerry Mina trying to wind Callum Wilson up. But it didn't work, because Callum Wilson slotted it past Olsen, took it to the right-hand side. Olsen dived to the left. Just what Newcastle needed. 1-0, early in the second half. Can we move on? Can we try and attack it a little bit more? But I thought it was really, really comfortable from Newcastle. We were kind of restricting Everton to long shots, and Sigurdsson had a long shot, which just went over, but nothing really Darlow had to do. And it was good to see that our defence played just as well as they did last week against Wolves. But big moments, obviously, Ryan Fraser coming on fires. And I don't think it was his best game. I think if you put that goal away, I think you'd be getting high marks. But I thought he was average at best today. But Ryan Fraser, when he came on, he just had that burst of pace. And you've got to give a lot of credit to Jamal Lewis, the left wing back for today. Lovely ball with the left foot. And it's absolutely brilliant from Ryan Fraser, using his pace, just getting past Mina, driving into the box, and his cross was deflected into the path of Callum Wilson, who can't miss. 2-0 Newcastle, and you're thinking, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 5-6 minutes to go plus injury time. Newcastle can just relax. 2-0 up. Just make sure you do a professional job and make it easy viewing. No. It was never ever going to be like that at St James's. But just a quick little thing back on Callum Wilson. The Fraser-Wilson partnership. Lovely to see. Can we see it a bit more often? Would you throw Fraser in next week against Southampton on Friday night? He's put a big claim there for Steve Bruce to go, well, I should be playing. You can see what I can do with Callum Wilson, who got his 6th Premier League goal of the season, and is £20 million well spent already for Callum Wilson. But Everton did pull one back, as I've mentioned. It was really tense last 10 minutes or so, and it was slightly unfortunate, but I think Darlow, Lascelles could probably do better, both of them. Darlow's waiting for the ball to come. I know it's deflected off Jamal Lewis, but I think Lascelles needs to be in front of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And I think if all three of them are kind of scrambling for the ball, at worst it could be a corner. But like good goal scorers doing, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a man in form. He just toe pokes it past Darlow into the net, and you think, this is going to be a long 5 minutes. It was a long 5 minutes. I'd love to see my heart rate for those last 5 minutes, but Everton really pressured us. A couple of corners Darlow dealt with pretty well. Carroll, weird header, went straight into Darlow's hands, but Newcastle held on, and it was a big 3 points for Newcastle, and more importantly for Steve Bruce, who can relax a little bit. 10 points clear from the bottom three, 2 points off Everton, who are currently second. Crazy. It's a crazy league so far. But let's hear from what Steve Bruce had to say after that 2-1 win. Steve, take it away.
We knew tactically it was going to be a battle against one of the great managers, and of course he's had a couple of problems like we all have had of recent weeks with injuries, but I couldn't have been more pleased. I was a bit edgy towards the end, and stuff of last year came into the equation, but I was pleased with them. I thought we deserved it. But yeah, I mean, look, they've thrown everything at us, and they've got a goal, and then it does beget, comes a bit edgy, but the goalkeeper, with his save towards the end and coming quarter from the corner, just relieved that little bit of tension what was around the place. We're trying to do it in a different way. We're trying to be a little bit more expansive, but as I keep saying, it's a little bit work in progress. Even though I've been here 15 months, we've just got to do what's best for the team and best for the squad, and they're comfortable at the minute, so let's keep plugging away.
Yeah, we worked on getting across the guy in the near post, and as I see him swinging his leg back, just use my brain a little bit, try to get him to kick me. And then there's a long delay with the penalty and things like that, and kind of change. I wasn't changing my mind, but you're in doubt where to go and reset and things like that. And then I got booked as well, so it was difficult. And it's just about keeping focus and trying to send the goalie the wrong way. Yeah, I told him to be quiet. He was trying to get in my head for the penalty. He kept telling me where I was going to go, and yeah, it was a good battle. It's what it's about. I kind of enjoy that sometimes, pushing each other around and stuff. But we come out with the 3 points. It's the most important thing.
So yeah, that was Steve Bruce's thoughts on Newcastle's 2-1 win. He'll be relieved, but it's a big result for him, and it maybe puts a little bit of pressure off him for the next couple of games, because if you looked at the last two, Everton and Wolves, how many points would you have thought we were going to get? I said 1. I didn't see us getting anything against Wolves. I thought we could have got a point against Everton, but more than happy with 4 points going into a Southampton game next Friday night, which is going to be very difficult. They've just beaten Aston Villa by 4-3. We always like to see Villa lose, don't we? But yeah, going back on to today's performance, the lads obviously have given their player ratings. My actual man of the match was Sean Longstaff, but here's Matt to tell you why Sean Longstaff was instrumental today.
I thought Sean Longstaff was absolutely outstanding today. He never stopped running up and down the pitch. He was probably the standout of the two centre midfielders with him and Hendrick. I'm obviously leaving Almiron out of that because he's a bit more attacking. But Longstaff, he covered the area in front of the striker, so he didn't let Calvert-Lewin turn and get any balls played into his feet. And he was excellent going forward as well. He unlucky not to score. Fantastic save by the Everton keeper Olsen to deny him. But he was one of the men of the match for me today. I think him and Almiron in midfield, Lascelles at the back, and then obviously Callum Wilson up top, some of the standout performers. But Longstaff just never stopped running. And I think he needs a long run in the team, because he's looking like the player that he used to be when he first broke through the ranks, and we were all raving about him. So he looks to have recaptured some of that form coming back from injury. Really good, solid performance from him today against Everton.
Thanks very much, Matt. Yes, now, you've got to give credit to Sean Long. So I've got to give credit to the whole team. And Steve Bruce deserves a little bit of credit as well. I think defensively we do look a bit more solid last 2 games. You know, after that game against Manchester United where we'd conceded 3 in 10 minutes, we've conceded 2, but we've done pretty well regardless. Like the 2 goals that we've scored, you could argue the Wolves one, Darlow could have done better. The Everton goal, again, just slightly a bit sloppy, but we do look a bit more resolute, a bit more solid. And you've got to give credit to Steve Bruce for that. And, you know, he'll be very, very happy with today's work. And yeah, get your views, get your comments in on the comment box below. Who do you think was man of the match? Do you think Callum Wilson deserved man of the match? 2 goals for him, he can't stop scoring. Does this formation suit Alan Saint-Maximin? Because I don't think it does. Yes, I can see what Steve Bruce is trying to do, give him a bit more of a free role, but he's not really done much. He's had 1 shot which he should have scored, but in 2 games, has he really deserved to play going into the Southampton game? I'd argue Ryan Fraser's probably done a little bit more. But yeah, as I've said to us as well, make sure you've watched the group reaction, make sure you've watched the score and the players. In the Green and Mullen show, Sam's been banging me on to tell you about this as well, that we've got a big guest in as well tomorrow on NFTV Extra. We've got Glenn McCrory, big boxing superstar. He's a Newcastle fan as well. He'll be talking all things Newcastle 2, Everton 1, his career as well. So make sure you give that a watch on NFTV Extra. Is also available on all podcasts as well. But yes, Newcastle have beaten Everton by 2-1. Jordan Pickford goes back to maybe Sunderland, who knows? Also Everton, not very happy with the clip that you might have seen as well, where he wasn't very happy after that first goal, was he? But yeah, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you all against Southampton on Friday night.